This is my full review of Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Fort Mill, South Carolina. This is the only park in the world that crosses two state lines, North and South Carolina. This is one of my favorite roller coaster collections ever. This is my home park. I've been going here for years. I've seen what has happened and what's not. I've been going here ever since 2017. I've never went pre-Fury, because I was like 2 years old. But, actually no, I was like 4. I don't. Okay, but like this is one of, if not one of the best Cedar Fair parks. I'm gonna do a Cedar Fair ranking video for my Cedar Fair park. And I think also I'm gonna have in-depth reviews of all the roller coasters. Well, some of them. I'll have in-depth reviews for Fury, Intimidator, Vortex, and Copperhead Strike. But everything else I could probably just talk right about. Let's start off, let's just take a look at the skyline. Also, back behind the drop tower right now, there is actually the old Southern Star boat is over the pieces. Well, it was. I don't know if it still is sitting. Let's talk about what they got in 2023. They got the new aeronautical landing. Their last roller coaster was Copperhead Strike. That was in 2019. So this park is due for a new roller coaster. This is probably their signature attraction is the Carolina Sky Tower. But this is what you see when you first walk into the park. When you walk into the park after the end. It's just this massive 262-foot tall tower, with an American flag on the top. I've been going here for years. This was actually the first ever ride I ever did. But one thing is they have a rip-roaring rapid, or they used to have a raft ride. It closed in late 2019, and it's still sitting there abandoned. You have the B&M stand-up, Vortex. It's just a B&M stand-up. All you need to know is it's painful. I didn't think it was that bad, but I mean, the restraints don't make it any better. I think, my favorite part of Vortex is probably the first drop. That's probably the only real good part. Everything else is actually the best part is when the restraints release and you can get off. But I mean, probably the worst part is the corkscrews, or the corkscrews. This is not an enjoyable. I've done some corkscrews that are really good. This one, no. It does relieve on your legs when you are upside down. But it does a helix into an S-bend, an S-curve, and into another turn into the brake. Alright, moving on to our next ride, which is the Grand Carousel. This is their signature, basically their signature ride. Over there, you have a scrambler. You also have a couple more. You have a pizza restaurant over next to Scrambler. You also have a wild mouse called Ricochet. It's not that great. I mean, it's not as bad as Dancer, but like, there's some good wild mice, and then there's just some bad ones. This one, not that great. I'm not really a big fan of wild mice. I've learned how to ride them. You have this thing, I forgot what it's called, but it's over back behind Ricochet, and it's between Hurley. And then you have your signature attraction, Fury 325, which I already have. I'm gonna make a full in-depth review of this roller coaster, and also the last time I went to the park was Saturday. December 9th, and the day I'm recording this is December 9th. I went for Winterfest today, and I didn't ride much because the lines were really long, and there are only 3. They opened Ricochet. I didn't even do it. I just did Copperhead Strike and Fury. Also, I just noticed in this off-ride video that there's people climbing the lift hill. But yeah, the trim did hit really hard on Fury tonight. I don't know. It never really hits. I feel like I don't push him, but it hit hard. I was at row 6. They were assigning rows. It was a 90-minute wait, and I waited for it. But all right. Hurler is getting a retrack this year. Or for next. I went up there and I took a look tonight, and it looks really well. There's nothing there except empty track. And also the parking lot. Well, we parked in row 0, but we got there at 4:30. We left around 7. And it was all the way to row 41. And Fury was a 90-minute wait, and it was a 30-minute wait for Fastlane. I was like, forget this thing. Like, I did it once, and I was like, I'm not waiting. I just didn't want to. And I'm also ate a 30-pound pizza, and I don't even like pizza that much. It depends on what type of pizza it is. Alright, why am I getting off track? Back to the Carowinds review. We have, okay. Also, one thing about Fury tonight was flying. I feel like I don't get night rides, but it was flying really fast. Alright, you also have their wooden coaster. I don't remember what it's from, but they went bankrupt. Good thing. It's Hurler. Has max height of 83 feet and max speeds of 48 miles an hour, I'm pretty sure. I'm so grateful that they RMC'd Hurler at King's Dominion. Now it's Twisted Timbers. I never did it, but it's weird doing Twisted Timbers when it's like the same thing, but like it's different. It's like so that it's like I'm more grateful that they did RMC one at King's Dominion. Things so it gives no air. I haven't ridden it since August because, well, I don't really. It's not something I want to do really, and also I can't ride it. I'll be back half. That was the rough part. Anyway, but on to our next ride. This is the drop tower. There's not much about it. It's an Intamin 2nd gen drop tower. But I feel like it's been closed. Like when I went tonight, it was up at the very top. It was sitting closed. You have the Carolina Cyclone. This is a 1984 attraction, I'm pretty sure. New for 1983. It just got a new repaint. It's a janky aero corkscrew. I mean, it's a clone of the Cola corkscrews like Python and F. The only one I like. But this thing is just so dull. It does go actually. It goes so faster up the hill than the bottom. It's painful. It looks pretty. I love the color scheme, but like it hurts. Like even going around the first curve, just coming out of the station. So I don't know, but I'm glad that Arrow made Tennessee Tornado. I'm sad, but Alan Shilke made stuff a lot better. You have your double loops. He made Tennessee. You have your double loops. Worst part of the ride is the double. The first corkscrew was not bad. It was going into the second, so it was got off. Like you have this intense helix. I mean, it's pretty. But you have a coma, literally get a coma. Feels but this day I love the color scheme. It was ugly before. It was yellow, blue, and orange. And I'm pretty sure all the other Cedar Fair parks did the same thing. This, looking like this, is ugly. And it got new trains, which were the old ones. Alright, enough about that. Okay. Now we have the Gold Rusher on the boardwalk section. This is their oldest roller coaster, new for 1973, almost a 1973. Nope, this is an Aero mine train, stands at a height of 43 feet, and max speeds of, I think, 30 miles an hour. It might be faster, but it has a tunnel at the end. It's very janky. It has a force lever. You also have the county fair section that has Electrospin, Do-Si-Do, Rock and Roller. The Boomerang is over there, Flying Cobras. You have Zephyr, Swings. And I think that's it for county fair. And there's game, and that's about it. There's also Country Kitchen, which is a great place to eat at. I'm not the biggest barbecue person, but I mean, it's good. The Boomerang, this Boomerang actually came from Geauga Lake as Headspin or Mind Race. It was named Headspin, when it was Cedar. Six Legs Coyote, Mind Race. Why am I going off? Alright, but it's pretty. It's a pretty location. It does have the vest restraint, so it does help, but it is still a rough piece of garbage. I feel like I don't like rough coasters. I don't know. So it's just something about me. You also have a couple more roller coasters. You have Copperhead Strike, which is their new mock rides 2019. Almost said family. Thrill Coaster, which stands at a height of 82 feet. I'm gonna have a full in-depth review of Copperhead Strike, so I'm not gonna say too much about it. But it used to take up the plot of land that set on where the old log flume powder keg was, and I'm pretty golf course right there. And there was also part of Thunder Road set on that plot. I never did Thunder Road, but because they got rid of it for a water park. You have, my favorite part of Copperhead Strike is the theming. Like, it's themed. I feel like a lot of people don't get the theme. The actual theme is, a reason it's themed to copper is because when you made copper up in the mountain, people when they made moonshine, they'd put it in these copper containers, and they'd use snakes to keep people from getting in it. That's the whole set of this theme. I'll go more in depth about this ride. They have a cool front entrance plaza, but it is tucked back. You really gotta walk to get to the entrance sign. Or really from where County Blue Ridge Junction starts over by Country Kitchen. That's a long walk. I probably walked 20,000 feet in track length. But I'll go more in depth about this. It is really snappy. I rode it last night. It was flying last night. Tonight. I didn't go last night. I live a good 30 minutes away. But this is their newest book. I love their theme. The music and the station's pretty good. And it has a JoJo roll, which is normally known for Hydra the Revenge at Park America. There's a couple more roller coasters over in Europe, and I think there's a couple in China. But it's pretty unique to have a JoJo roll. You also have this also is right when you're riding it. It's right up against Blackbeard's the water slide complex. I forgot to not in the water park off. I'm always trying to go to the park. Also, if I was like on a busy day, like if this wasn't my home park and I was trying to crowd on the park by like how the crowds were at night, it would be a nightmare. I think it was a 3-hour line for Copperidge. It was a walk-on first hour, but by 7, 3-hour. Alright, that I've talked too much about Copperidge Strike. Alright, moving on to the next. We have some fighters over by right outside of Copperhead. And if you move the other way through the park, you stumble into your new area, Aeronautica Land. But I'm gonna talk about that section in probably a different video. But if you keep on moving, well, it used to have the old boat ride, Southern Star, which I just talked about. And it also has bumper cars. And they took out because it had Afterburn, the bumper cars, Southern Star, and I think there's a couple more things. They took it all out except Afterburn. They didn't take Afterburn. They gave thing. What are they called? They gave bumper cars a. You also have their B&M invert of the after. This is a new for 1999 B&M invert. This is my second favorite, I think, or third. I can't really decide. B&M invert on the planet. This is such a good, my favorite. I feel like Carowinds should look over this ride. That's how I feel. But I have a height of 113 feet. I already have a full view of Afterburn, but I'm gonna talk about this anyway. You have your vertical loop, Edelman, 0G roll, Batwing, corkscrew, and your helix into 8. I'll say it's an 8-car train, so favorite parts around the Batwing. Also, you also have it's themed to a jet because it used to be called Top Gun the Jet, or they the other one, whatever. I don't. Yeah. Alright, enough about Afterburn. Moving on to next section of the park. Camp Snoopy. I feel like this is one of the better Camp Snoopies. I know King's Dominion has the largest planet. You have Woodstock Express. That thing is underrated. Nobody talks about it. Drop in the back row is actually insane. I'm not. You're probably like, what? This is the better Woodstock Express out of the 3. And no, it's not home park bias. I really do think that. But you also have some other rides. You have a fountain. And when it was Planet Snoopy, it used to be a carousel. You have Snoopy's Junction, which is a a little train track ride that goes around in a circle, and I don't like it. Pirate ship. This thing is violent. I'm like, it's really janky. Like, I don't know. You have Wilderness Run or Lucy's Krabby Cabby, whatever this thing. Where it's different. It has an airtime hill though, Camelback, and it has a Helix. Really janky. This is not really that great. I mean, it's a kiddie coaster. They're teaching kids. They have a playground back behind with such. You have to circle around it. Over by the station. You have the Vekoma Hang and Bang. The Hang and Bang. Don't do it. It's not worth the credit. If you done Flying Ace Aerial Chase, you know. It's Kitty Hawk. It's a clever name. This is the best ride in the park, and it's far. This is the worst. I hate this more than Vortex. Honestly, I didn't think Vortex was that bad. I hate this more than Cyclone. I hate the Cyclone. Color scheme is fine, right? Cyclone, garbage. Also have, that's enough about. We have B&M Hyper. It's not the best, pretty underrated. It's been running. This is 232 feet. I'll have a full review of this one. This ride, your drop is one of the better parts. My favorite part of Simulator is the Camelback coming back after the turnaround, or those two Camelback, especially the one without the trim. Lately, the trims have not hit too hard. And I think they put their fastest cruise on Intimidator. Because every time I go, they're sending those trains out quick. But it closes for Winterfest. They always have ice globes in front of it. And also, it's very temperamental with wind. It's the weakest ride in the park. And even if it's like 10-mile-an-hour winds, they have to shut it. So that's one thing. It's also one of the tallest rides. Yeah, but that's all the attractions at Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Fort Mill, South Carolina. I think this park is great. And no, not biased. I generally think this is one of the best, if not best. Actually, no, that's a Kings Island. Dang it. Actually, I don't know. Gonna have to find out. Alright. You'll see more here for post stuff. Goodbye.